Thank you very much and welcome to the Red Bull factory. I'm with Christian Horner, the team principal here. I shouldn't really call it a factory anymore, Christian. I mean, this is a technology hub. I mean, we're standing in front of a building site, but that's been the news of the last week or so. You're going to be building your own engines, which marks a big change for the team. I mean, it's been a bit of a saga over the years, the Red Bull engine situation. So, in a sense, is this Independence Day for Red Bull?
Yeah, look, it's tremendously exciting for us. I mean, here we've created a campus, and the latest addition to this campus is going to be bringing the engine business in-house, here in Milton Keynes, and building a brand new bespoke facility to house some of the best engineering talent in the business, with a key focus on, the future regulations. So it's tremendously exciting for us. A great opportunity, obviously UK-based as well. So, and it gives us the chance to fully integrate the powertrain into the chassis side of the business as well. So other than Ferrari, the only team in Formula One to have engine and chassis all produced, manufactured, designed under one roof effectively.
Yeah. And does that mean new jobs as well, and good jobs too potentially here?
Well, it means that we'll certainly be able to protect some of the jobs with Honda UK. Their operations base just up the road will be inheriting some great people, from HRD UK. And of course, we are on a recruitment drive to bring in some of the best talent into this exciting project, which is probably, the most exciting new engineering venture in the engine side of the business probably in the last 50 years.
Yeah. Tell me about Ben Hodgkinson then. That's the name signing, and from Mercedes as well. Is it nice to nick one of their best guys?
Well, obviously Mercedes have done such a wonderful job the last, not just the last 6 or 7 years with the hybrid era, but even before that with the V8. And of course you do your due diligence. You look around at what is the talent, and we have so much of that here based in the UK, and Ben's name absolutely came to the fore, and he was an obvious candidate for us, and I was absolutely delighted when he agreed to join the team for this exciting new chapter in Red Bull's history in Formula One.
So you're going to be the chief executive here. You've got Ben. Is Andy Cowell, is there a role for him? We know he's leaving Mercedes.
Look, Andy is a tremendously talented engineer. Everything that he's achieved in Formula One, speaks for itself. Andy is keen to pursue other activities, other ventures. Obviously that's his priority at this point in time. But we're attracting some great talent, and looking forward to making some announcements in due course. As we build this venture. Okay,
fair enough. One last one on the engines and what it'll be like. I think this is the first time you've said you will build your own engine potentially for 2026. I know there's some talk of bringing that forward to 2025. What will that look like, and will you do it all on your own, or might you bring in an automotive partner?
Well, I think we're waiting to see what the regulations are at the moment, and there's discussion with the FIA about, is the engine an evolution of the current engine? Is it something radically different? So those discussions are ongoing. And of course, we're assembling a team to design and build an engine, based on campus here, and what's that's badged as in the future. Time will tell, but it puts us in a tremendously strong, position for the future, and probably the biggest investment that Red Bull has made in Formula One since acquiring the team from Jaguar back at the end of 2004.
Yeah, it's great to see, and you're doing it from a position of strength too. What's been the debrief after Imola? Great to get that first win. Do you think you still had the fastest car there, even though you didn't get pole?
Well, it was fantastic to get that win, and it looked at one point in the race as if we were going to have a major points haul compared to Mercedes. Things came back towards them with the red flag, but Max drove a great Grand Prix. He controlled things at the front, one wobble under the safety car, but despite that, he kept it all together and drove brilliantly well. But we can see there's very little but to choose between the cars at the moment. Mercedes look quicker at the end of the stints. We're perhaps a bit quicker at the beginning of the stint, so it's going to be fascinating to see how it plays out at these two very different circuits in Portimao in Portugal and and of course Barcelona.
You quite fancy Mercedes there, I've read, or at least that it should suit their car a little bit more than yours, the next two?
Well, historically, certainly Barcelona and last year in Portimao were both circuits of real strength for Mercedes, and I think they're different types of circuits to the ones that we've visited so far. And I think by the time we get to the end of the first 4 races, then we're going to have a much clearer picture of what the form book looks like across these different venues, and that then will set up, how the rest of the championship could potentially play out.
Okay. You talked about, or people have talked about Max being calmer now, more mature. He's probably been that way for a while, but did we see in the pass on Lewis, at least, he's lost none of his bravery?
Max's bravery is certainly not in any question or doubt. He's totally committed, but he's got that level of experience now, and of course the maturity that comes with becoming 23 as well. So he's got 5-6 seasons of Formula One racing behind him now, and so I think he's going into this campaign very well prepared. Hopefully we can give him a competitive car throughout the season, and I think everybody is desperate to see these two great drivers go head to head across 23 races.
Yeah. And Checo, although he had a disappointing Sunday, on Saturday, in a sense, did he do what he was brought here to do?
Saturday he did a great job, his first ever front row start, out qualifying Max for the first time since he'd been out qualified in Mexico 2018 by Daniel Ricciardo. So Checo, he's settling in. Obviously Sunday was a harder race for him, but he kept showing real promises of speed and potential there. So I think a clean weekend for him, and he's going to be right there. So I'm confident it's going to be a strong season for Checo this year. Okay.
And there will be some sprint races. 9 points. It's not nothing, and it's a long season, but we've had that formalised now from Formula One and the FIA, these sprint races. We've had the arguments. I think you're of a mind, let's give it a try. Should we also be mindful that at the moment 50% of the television product on a Grand Prix weekend is non-competitive practice, and maybe that needs to be looked at?
It's an interesting one. I mean, of course, there's an element of you that doesn't want to change the dynamics of what a Grand Prix weekend looks like. But if we don't try something different, how do you know? So I think these 3 sprint races are going to be a really interesting addition. It's the same for everybody. It's a bit of a voyage of discovery, but we'll get to see if it really works, and it's something that should be spread out further, in 2022 and beyond. But I think the chance to have another race on the Saturday is going to bring even more interest to the sport. And of course, if we've got the 2 championship protagonists fighting twice over a weekend, it could be fantastic viewing.
Okay, well, great stuff, Christian. Congratulations on this, and I suppose we all have to reflect, in a close season, if it is as close as you say it's going to be, those 9 points available for those qualifying races, I suppose they could make all the difference at the end of the day.